Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next episode. Today, we're again out here at our main base out here, and we're going to be building a place to store some things. So, first couple of days on the server, we did a lot of AFK fishing, and one of the things you pick up with that away from keyboard fishing is books, and you can pick up a lot of them. So, some of them are useful. Some of them are okay. We've donated some of them, given some of them away, but we need a place to store them. And for me, when I think about storing books, I think about the library. So today we're going to build our first building out here, and we're going to be building a library. So this is going to be the general area of our library. We're going to be building it out of spruce logs for our beams, and then we're going to be using the new bone block for this particular build, and we're going to be putting them on end just like this, and hopefully get a nice a good feel out here. I know a lot of people are building with them, which I don't blame them. It's a good looking block, and you can do a lot with it. But my goal on this one is to lay out the framework for it. I want basically an entry in here that's going to open up into a larger building, and we're going to have 2 stories with it. What we'll probably have is not a full second story, but a second level that has a sort of a catwalk around the outside of it. And then we'll be putting that together today, and getting some of the basics on the outside squared away. Getting that look and feel done. So let me get this bottom floor done and the framework laid out on it, and then I will be back with you in a bit. Alright, and welcome back. So we're getting our last little bit done here. Nice thing about the bone blocks is they have a direction to them. Unfortunately, you often want them facing a particular way, so got to get them in the right spot. So this is what we've got done here. It's a decent sized building. I got some spurs to finish up some of these things here. Should be a nice look. I think it's going to stand out even in the desert. It's going to pop. I like the spruce in the corners here, sort of having it stand out. So what we'll do here is cap some of these off. I was short on some of these. I'm gonna go and lay down some just like the bone block. Got to get it just right. So we're going to go and lay down some of the flooring in there. And so what we're going to do in the flooring is to contrast this white, we're going to use a dark oak plank, I think. That should look really nice in here. One of the other things is by keeping it a wood floor is that we're going to have some villagers in this area. Remember a few episodes back where we brought them in. One thing to remember when you're building a villager farm is not to have doors in the area. So we'll want to use either fence gates, or we'll use string covered by carpet, or a fence gate covered by carpet, or something like that, in order to keep the riffraff out. Once we get this finished. So what I'm going to do is I'll finish laying out all of this slab in here, make our dark oak go a little further, and I will get back to you when this is done, and we start putting in some windows, let some light in here. So I will be back with you in a second. All right, back. So we've got our floor laid in. We're going to use this dark oak plank. So it took a little bit more than what I was expecting. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to poke some holes for windows in here. Not sure what I want to use for color I want to use for the windows. Still gonna have to work on that one. I know there's gonna be bookshelves in here. I kind of want them to match a little bit with it. So my goal is to get almost a library look here. What I want to do, and I haven't planned this out, and I don't know how many I'm gonna be putting in here. Terrible. I'm probably going to have a big one back here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in second layer on just this half. We're not going to do that on this half. Bring in some bookshelves and that kind of thing, and then drop some trap chests here. So what I'm going to do next is I'll poke in the rest of the windows here. Bring in some of the library books, that kind of thing. Sort of get this in this first level sort of decorated and brought in, and then before we start going up on up into our next level. The trick with the next level is how we're going to get up there, whether you're going to use a staircase or a ladder, and exactly how far in it's going to come in. I'm thinking we're probably going to want bookshelves on it, a walkway, and then some sort of a railing, so it'll be coming in 3 in each direction. That would be 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3 here. And that gives us a nice look up, and I think I'm going to do a more flat roof with a skylight to really sort of get that natural lighting feel. But that's kind of what we're going to do. So let me poke some more holes in the wall, figure out what color we're going to use, and then I'll bring it back and we'll start laying in some of the bookshelves, kind of the look and feel that we want to do with this. So I will see you again here shortly. All right. So we are taking a bit of a trip here. I started doing some building, and this is actually the next day of recording, and needed to pick up some supplies. We've been working on gathering up some leather for things, and I need to go get some sea lanterns. I'm gonna check on our store here, which is, well, I call it around the block. It's basically quartz and glowstone. And then I've got some imported diorite and granite that, of course, nobody wants to buy. But like we've sold some glowstone there. Wow. Well, I guess it's time to restock the quartz. But here in my ender chest. Can do that real quick, but I'll do that here in just a second. What I'm going to do is I wanted to pick up some sea lanterns. I figured with that bone block, we should be able to use that white sea lanterns. This is the Guardian Emporium. We've got the dark prismarine, which is out of regular prismarine blocks and so forth. I'm after the sea lanterns, and I think I'm going to pick up 3 of them. I'm going to go for a full stack. So we're going to get 4 of these. That'll give us a full stack of sea lanterns. And should be good. So I am going to take a little bit here. I am going to fortune up some of this quartz. Just pillar up. And then I'll head back over to the library where we're working and show you what progress we've made. So I will see you here after the cut. All right, and welcome back to the library here. So we've got most of the windows cut out, and I did some work on the inside, getting some things laid out. Didn't get up to the second floor yet. Ran myself out of bookshelves, so I've been spent the last little bit breeding up some cows and getting some leather out of them. But this is the kind of the look that I want to set up. We'll put it on our glass here as we go through this. So I got little alcoves here with the desk where we'll put some plants and stuff on it. Gonna go with this light blue glass, I think. It's not too bright in here. I think from the outside it looks really nice. As far as a glass color, the rest of this is going to be, we're going to put in a lot of our enchanted books into these chests, just as a storage place for a lot of them. That's the overall intention of this shop in this room. But we'll have a couple of other areas. Got a little quartz staircase here, relatively simple and easy, just to go upstairs. This will come out into a platform up here, and we'll put our second floor on this. I think this has a nice look to it, and we're going to use some of the sea lanterns as lighting here once I come up underneath here for these areas in here. And my thought was we'll make this a sitting room or a reading room. We'll put down a couch in here and maybe a few chairs, lay down some carpet, something like that. Sort of use this area under here. May do the same over here, a little bit, just a different look to it, but more likely sort of a counter and a checkout area. And then what we'll do is we'll get one of the villagers into here as we get our breeder up and going. So let me go take a real quick sleep here. Some light back again, and been working on this one on and off here over the last day. Been kind of an interesting build on it as it's slowly been coming together. I'm not sure. I know what I want to do as far as our trim to this. I definitely want to do a dark color for the second story up here. One block of like a wood trim. I may use this spruce as a beam going through here. I think that's what I want to do, and then I get a beam across the top of this here. Turn that down. Turn the weather off. Don't hear that. And then get that on the floor, and then get the floor above it, and then use some lighting up underneath it with the sea lanterns, and then just have an opening that opens up into a flat roof with a skylight. So what we're going to do is on these desks here, just to start getting some interior decorating in, is to put down a couple plants in here, simple. And not sure what I'm going to do underneath here. That's going to be the next one. But we're going to start decorating this out a little bit. I'm going to try and put the ring around top of this and get the platform in here laid out, and maybe do the roof on this front little part over here. So let me get that done, and then I will be back to you in a... All right, and we are back. Slowly coming along here. Sort of started up on the second floor here, and decided I'm going to do a little bit different style here, where we come out with this second story out a little bit, and then we're going to use just these dark oak fences to support it. They sort of disappear in there. But I don't think I tried the spruce, and it just stood out too much as being there, and I didn't really want to show off didn't want to show off too much that those were there, other than if you're coming up and looking at the actual details on the building. But these spruce fences, and I don't think I'm pretty sure I don't have enough here, are going to be for the second floor. So I did get this second floor in, Um, and we'll hopefully get the roof in here in just a little bit here. I've got to fill in some of these gaps with the slabs. Some of those detailed things that we'll need to go through and do. In here, I did want this to sort of stand out a little bit. So we're gonna do this railing along here. So you can kind of see over it. I mean, it's not that far of a drop. I mean, it shouldn't cause anybody a problem. Stair, not quite getting all that done yet. But just sort of want to give that look so that you can definitely kind of look over the top of it and see what's going on below. We're going to do some more bookcases. I'm still working on soldering all the cows out there, and getting the leather and everything else that goes with it. Back in college, the kind of look and feel I want to do up there. I got a handful more bookcases. We can kind of lay it in there. Back in college, in most of the bigger libraries, you'd go up to the different floors and you would have nothing but just stacks and stacks and stacks of books. And that's kind of what I want to do, is have just stacks of books up there that you can go into, sort of almost hide in. Every now and then there'd be a desk, but this is the general look. I want it to look really full up here, you know, as you're coming across, so you can kind of see all the books that are there. And that was kind of the reason why, you know, that was sort of the secondary reason for doing this this offset, is it allowed me to still have this one, still be able to get by and go by everything here, which thought was going to look really nice up here. And then what we'll do is we'll throw a cobweb back in here or two. I've got some of those out there. You know, maybe we won't have books over on this area. Maybe this will be another seating area, another piece of carpet, a couple chairs, and those kind of things is what we're going to do. So I think the next thing I'm going to go and work on while I'm waiting for some more of the cows to grow up there so they can be butchered, is I'll fill in these holes and get up to that last little floor there. I think I'll also do this roof for this little piece here. I don't have everything I need to do on that one. I guess we can do that on the fly. Let's run back over here, back down our area. I want to use a stone brick for that. Some stairs, some blocks. And going to get just sort of a peaked roof on this one. So this front part over here is going to have the peak on it, and what we'll do is we'll do the flat roof up there, we'll do the peak roof here, and we'll tie this all in. So it's going to come out one block from the front here. So that's going to be our starting block right there, and then we'll do side downstairs and to go up a little. That right there. Oh. Oops, I did something wrong. Oh, I did something wrong. Started one block in too much. So, oops, not the first time I make a mess, but we can fix that. That's one of the things to watch when you're building on camera, is that you're gonna accidentally make mistakes, and it does happen. It's not a big deal. You just sort of roll with it. Tear this. And there we go. That's going to be the roof at the top, and what we're going to do is we'll probably put probably dark oak up on the top there and across the beam there, and that's going to be our primary look. We'll take that all the way back, and it's going to butt up directly against this this wall. I'm not 100% sure on how we're going to get those to transition in there. I sort of just going to end up doing that on the fly as we go through. So I'm going to finish up the roof on this one. I'm going to lay that last layer in and sort of piece together the roof of the library and get some more bookshelves made. So we're going to be getting to those cows here over and over again for a while. I may end up traveling into town and see if anybody has leather for sale. And then we'll come back in, and I'm not sure how long this episode is going. We'll see. I'll check the time here, cuts. But we may decorate the inside of here this episode, or it may wait for the next one. But let me get the roof done, and I'll get back to you and go to the next step. Well, so we're moving along here, and this is where you realize you made a boo-boo. So I have my trim piece up there, which kind of looked good, but from the log perspective, that spruce log, and it's not that bad. But then I started putting this dark oak stair on the top there, which isn't a bad choice, but it really doesn't trim or frame out the top of that and that roof. So I've got that much done in all of the back, all the way around to here. I was about ready to start making some additional ones, and I realized I did this roof right here in the stone brick. That probably should match over here as well. So I'm gonna climb back up there and have to take down all that stair and put in the stone brick. So, yeah, that's the kind of day I'm having. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. So we're working on our skylight here, getting the stained glass in here. Excuse me there. Kind of I started putting this together. One of a flat roof. One of the questions that always pops up is how do you make it spawn proof? So because the stained glass is definitely going to be spawn proof. Oops. Make sure. The stained glass is going to be spawn proof. I got half slabs here, and then wanted to do not upside down stairs. Regular stairs here, sort of as a circle around the skylight. But unfortunately, that still leaves this slab set right here. I'm not really comfortable. Didn't really want to put another slab on here. And you really, when you get down here, you really can't see it. Block to look at here. Let me pillar up here. We take a gander at it. Definitely want to make it spawn proof. I mean, right now with the server having some spawning issues, it's kind of nice, but it means that we're getting kind of lazy with some of our lighting and so forth. And my brain always says make something spawn proof. What I think I'm going to do is unless you get up here quite a ways, you really can't see the. You can see the half slab, but you can't see what's there. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go around with a light gray carpet, cover that entire upside down stair there. That's the trim. And that'll make the roof completely spawn proof, so we don't have any creepers or anything falling off the top and coming to get us. But that is all I've got time for today. I'm going to finish this up, just get this last little bit in here, and call it a day from recording. So this is a good time that if you've enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at a wandering nerd, and your feedback is always appreciated, and it always helps make things go a little bit smoother and better. So feel free to drop me some sort of a message one way or the other, and until then, we'll see you in the next episode.